Damn it, boy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of HSG. And today, John showed up with his freshly swapped J series. Now, John has been super private about his super secret swap. However,
y'all can follow me on Instagram, import_street.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it? One more time.
It's import_street on Instagram.
Import Street.
Yeah, import street.
So we're gonna go over what this has. So if you're looking to do a J swap, we're here to talk about it. So he's got the HASPORT mounts for the win. What shifter cables do you have?
I got a cord and a cord shifter box. Of course, it's the shifter cables and shifter box.
So a cord but what year?
04.
So 04 a cord shifter box.
It's the same as the TL.
Okay, same as the TL. It's, insane shafts for axles and just, I guess, the eBay headers. eBay headers. And so far, he's got this thing running. It does run and drive. However, he's still trying to figure out all the little nooks and crannies. Now, what did you do about the wiring side of things? You want to shout your boy out?
Don from RPN System. I sent my harness over there because I looked up on the internet and then he was, you know, the most cheapest.
Okay, so what you did is you sent him the
harness from the motor.
Okay, so
the J32.
Okay.
And the harness from the car, and then the ECU from the motor.
And you sent it to him, and then he modified it. Okay, so he sent it back, and what ECU is it?
The same one from the motor.
Okay, so it's just a TL.
Yeah, it's the TLCL Type S motor, the 0203.
Okay, all right, so 0203 TLCL Type S ECU. Okay, and you're running the 6-speed trans?
Yeah, 6 speed.
Yeah, which is kind of hard to come by these days.
I had that one. I found two at LKQ.
Yeah, I have seen a couple there at the junkyard. Anyway, but usually these manual 6 speeds for the J series are kind of hard to find. Okay, so basically it's a stock swap for the most part, but to make it fit in a Civic like this, there's definitely some things that you got to do and a couple things he's still working out. So the two main things that he's still trying to work out before it runs 100% is the speed sensor and the temperature sensor. With the temperature sensor, it's basically like the K series where you have to add in a temperature sensor from a B series or D series somewhere on the coolant system and run a line for. So clearly
something that looks like this.
Right, it's a one-wire, yeah. The sensor looks like that, and he's got to fit it into the coolant system and hook it up to this wire that...
Don from RPN System.
Okay, so Don actually provided the wire, and all he's got to do is try to get it into the system and probably use one of these coolant hoses on the end, stick it in there. So also this particular transmission has a magnetic speed sensor. So to get his speed sensor to work, he's going to have to run the K-tuned S2000 speed sensor little box that they make, or he could run an S2000 gauge cluster if he wants to. It's basically like an 05, 06 RSX as well. To get the engine running 100%, he's going to have to add the speed sensor in because, so right now it's limiting him to about 5,500 RPM. So that's why he's got to get the system taken care of. But so far it's a work in progress. He basically just has a dual core aluminum radiator. How hard was it to bolt this in?
I mean, it wasn't really that hard after you put the EG subframe in.
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you that. Yeah. He had to use an EG subframe for this swap.
I think
in an EK.
You have to for the K series and the J series, because the mount, when you go to HASPORT, it tells you the rear mount works with the subframe. Yeah.
Yes.
It has more space.
For the J series, you have to run the EG subframe, and if you really want to have good clearance for the K series, it's best to use the EG subframe. So, or DC Integra subframe works as well. He put a manual steering rack on this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he's got the manual steering rack. So far, I mean, you're pretty happy with it. You just got to work the little bugs out.
Yeah.
How long is this taking you? Because this is usually kind of a long-term swap.
I remember in December, I made my decision. I'm doing a J swap. So a few weeks after my decision, that's when I bought that swap that I had the tranny, which is a J30. I wanted to go with the J32. That's why. After 1 to 2 months, you know, getting parts here and there, well, it took me about like a week and a half to put it in there and have it running.
So what you're saying is mostly the hurdle was just the cost of it, and then sending your harness off, and that takes time. And
yeah, I mean, putting that motor in there, it's like
didn't take long to bolt it in.
D series, B series, you know, it's a bigger motor, so you know, like, but at the end of the day, it's almost as a B series, D series. Talking about like bolting it in and, you know, put it in, that's, you know.
It's pretty straightforward to bolt in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and if you get it, you know, if you're not good with wiring and stuff and you get your harness done, I mean, the harness, everything, you know, lines up like it should. So, you know, it's not that you got to guess where it goes, you know.
Okay, so everybody wants to know the #1 question about a J series swap. Swaps cost money. Sometimes you get lucky on parts. Sometimes you get hooked up with stuff. Sometimes, you know, your buddy helps you out, or you find a deal in a junkyard or come across something. But how much would you say this would probably cost the average person?
I mean, I would say maybe, depending how much you find your parts.
Just ballpark, like
35 to 45, just depending. You know, I got you know, discount a few parts and stuff, and a few stuff that I kind of figured out myself. So, you know, it made it a little cheaper.
What did the transmission, or did you get lucky on the transmission price?
I could have bought a transmission for way cheaper than I found mine, but I mean, I got lucky because I mean, I paid $800 for a full swap. And
so
I mean,
the motor was free.
Yeah, you know, like the transmission, I mean, the Accord is the non-LSD, so they the cheapest ones, but I mean, they'll still go for $1,000 easy, you know. So
So you got an engine and transmission for $800.
yeah.
And then you wanted the 3.2, so you found a 3.2. How much did the 3.2 cost?
It cost me $800 shipped with harness and ECU. I looked around, and when you buy the motor, you always want them to send you pictures of what you're actually getting. You know, if you're not there to see it in person. I mean, I looked around on Google, everywhere.
So where did you get this engine from?
I looked in eBay.
Okay, that's fair enough. eBay's not bad. There's a lot of engine importers on eBay. So
yeah, and I mean, they showed me the actual picture, you know, the actual picture of that exact motor. And they told me, you know, just check it out so you make sure, you know.
Usually engine importers will give you 30 days of startup warranty if it's done by a professional. But John here has a lot of experience doing this type of stuff. Definitely with B series and D series, he has a lot of experience. So he just wanted to go to the next step. He's more brave than I am. I know Myton Films is a big fan of the J series, and the J series is cool. But the one thing I'm not a fan of is just the hood. Chris had, like, he cut his hood. Yeah, so you can have a hood with just, you know, and just cut this out and stuff.
Well, for the record, I got the EK-J-2 mounts, which are the 2nd gen that I can, you know, lower the engine to be able to, you know, use a regular hood. Wow. But I will have to raise the car a lot more. For right now, you know, I don't want to like have to have my car race like a little lower and stuff.
Right. Kind of has this thing stanced out before, and you can see how high it's sitting off the ground now just for the clearance. But he's working on a different wheel and tire setup for it. This is built just for fun, quickness, fastness. This is not like a show car. This is for just fun, beating up, you know, drag. Like this thing on the drag strip, I'm sure would be nasty. You got to get some good tires. So my battery's about to die. I got to put the camera back on charge. But anyway, probably once he gets this thing running 100%, you know, we'll revisit it and put it back on the channel and go for a ride in it. See, it's not just for show.
It starts like this.
Wait. That sounds pretty nasty. I like how good that sounds. I like that high pitch to it. It's pretty nasty. So you don't have an exhaust on this thing yet, or is it just?
I need to connect it.
You know, he's just trying to finish it all up, button it all up, and then I'm sure we'll see this car back on the channel soon. So today we got to look at John's J32 swap EK Civic. We took a ride in the car, but the camera was charging, so I didn't get to film that, but I did film it with my phone. So if I can actually pull the file in, I'll show it now. It runs really well, and he doesn't have VTEC working because of the speed sensor issue. So it's not running at 100% right now, but obviously it's running, it's driving, and he's really excited about the swap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This isn't what exactly I had planned for today, but it just kind of happened because John came through. So big thanks to John. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he is import_street_, and you can go follow him there and actually find and see pictures of before he started the swap. And if you want to keep up with me, Instagram honestly is the best place to do it. A lot of people got to see the J series on Instagram before you see this video. So if you want to keep up with me, follow me on Instagram. As far as all the other videos that I've been getting a lot of positive comments on, thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys out there that have ordered merch. It really helps. Again, I have some new merch available. If you're interested, there's a link in the description. Go check it out. Finally have shirts that say Honda Street Garage that you can order, as well as there's a coffee mug with Blaine's face on it. So now you can drink with Blaine. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and keep living your dream.